Alright, what up guys? It's been a hot minute since I've done a video. A lot of things been going on, like personally with school and everything like that. Have a lot of like big weekends that have happened in the last couple weeks or so. And anyway, I'm like studying right now and I just can't do it anymore. So I was like, you know what? We'll stop, we'll make a video. So today I had my APFT, and for those of you that don't know what APFT is, that's the Army Physical Fitness Test. And the APFT is being phased out right now, but it's taken not quarterly, you're supposed to take it twice a year. Because we're like a function like a normal college, we'll take it once a semester, but once we get out and get into the Army, you're supposed to take it like every 6 months or so. And the APFT is 2 minutes of push-ups, then 2 minutes of sit-ups, and then a 2-mile run. And there's a different scale for men and women based on what you need to run, but the entire test is scored out of 300 points, and you've got what's called maxing it. So you have to max it. That means you get 100 points in every single section. You get 300 points. And there's what's called super maxing, which is going above and beyond the standards for that test. But in order to super max it, you have to max every single one. So if I get, let's say, 120 points in push-ups, but I only get 80 points in sit-ups and 90 points in the run, then it's just an automatic 300, it doesn't go above. But if I get 120 points in push-ups, 105 points in what's it called, sit-ups, and then like 120 on the run, then that's like 340 points or whatever the math is. So that's what that is. Today I had to take it, all the seniors, we had to take it like 2 weekends ago, but I got the flu and I've never had the flu before. So that was pretty interesting to have to deal with that alone. Cause I guess, you know, as they say, like whenever guys get sick, like we go insane. And sure enough, I was like laying in bed just like, oh, please someone help me. I need soup and medicine. But went to the doctors here, they got me some medicine. I was good to go in like 3 or 4 days after that. But yeah, so I had mine today. It was cold. It snowed last night about like 3 or 4 inches. So everyone was like, you know what? There's a good chance it'll get canceled. And I was looking outside like, you know what? It's like 40 degrees. It's not gonna get canceled. So just get prepared to take it. So I had a good breakfast, light lunch, got there, and then what we thought we were gonna be doing was taking the push-ups and the sit-ups in our indoor track facility. My friend and I got down there, there was no room. So we had to go outside. And it was like 35 degrees at that point, but we're right on the river, so it's just windy. And eventually we start seeing more people show up and we're like, okay, this is the real deal. We're taking it outside, just get prepared. I had like my roommate's gloves on, I had a fleece cap, my jacket, long sleeve shirt, pants, shorts on, and that cold was just getting to me. So finally it all started, did push-ups. I got 78 push-ups, and then went to sit-ups and got 80 sit-ups. And then I went to the run, and the run is where I did not too good. I got 86, sorry, not 86, but like I ran a 14:06. I needed to run like a 13-minute 2-mile, but you know, it doesn't always happen that way. And to be quite honest with you, I haven't been running as much as I should, especially because it's, my excuse has been because it's cold outside, there's treadmills, and I'm like, well, I also hate treadmills. And then there's like other cardio, and I'm like, we'll do it when it gets warmer outside. But I still performed really well. Really wasn't expecting like those good of scores. But yeah, that's my recap of my APFT. Alright, so now we're going to talk about like some common misconceptions, so that if you're training for the APFT, you've never done it before, you're like about to get to West Point, everything like that, and then just like some of my complaints about it. So the Army came out with something called the ACFT, which is the Army Combat Fitness Test, and it's 6 events, which are more like functional fitness based, and it requires a lot more equipment, a lot more time, and a lot more like practice if you've never done like deadlifts or a medicine ball throw and like sled drags and stuff like that. So that's a new one that we've taken once in the fall, and then we're gonna take it again one time in the spring, and the Army's working on like getting it out. So I've got like little notes here. So my first note is like, if you're taking your APFT, you should always get like a 270 or higher. And I say that because you want to get above having just like 60 in each event, so that gets you like a 180. That's typically like the minimum that most units will have. And especially for us, like we're about to be officers and everything like that, like there's no reason why like we shouldn't be able to come in after a nice long weekend of fun activities with your friends and still be able to get a 270 on your APFT in the morning. Also just because it's not that hard. It's literally push-ups, sit-ups, and running. 2 miles at that. You should be able to do that at any point. So that's number one. So with push-ups. So one of the biggest things that I see with push-ups, and especially since getting here, like you see all these people on Instagram or like people like, oh, like look at me doing push-ups and stuff like that, is that they're doing push-ups, but they're not doing them to the Army standard. So with the Army standard, when you're doing a push-up, you're going to have your hands about shoulder width apart, and the key thing with like doing the push-ups is having your body position. So you want your body to be in a straight line and be moving as a complete unit. So you don't want to, if this is like your upper body and this is your lower body, you don't want to have like your butt high up and then your arms and stuff like that just going down, but then your legs like aren't moving. You want to have like all of it go up and down at the same time. That's like the biggest thing that we see. And that you have to work on it, so you have to like kind of like poke your butt up a little bit and then just make sure that you're really going all the way down. Second thing, your arms have to go to the like 90 degrees. So when you're here, your arm has to come down to like that 90 degree mark until you hit that nice surface. And honestly, you need to break 90 degrees. So you need to go farther than that. Now I'm not saying you need to go all the way down to your chest, but you should break that 90 degree plane. I know for people who are like on a Ranger school and other stuff like that, there are different standards for that. There's the Ranger standard and then like the Army standard, or so like everyone makes it seem. But honestly, if you go down to your chest and chest hit the ground every single time, you're gonna be good to go. They're gonna count it. And then the biggest thing is locking out up at the top. So people will like go halfway down and then like not come all the way back up and then just make it go faster. So make sure you hit your chest, go 90 degrees and lock out at the top and then move your entire body as a unit. So the run. So 2 miles. So a lot of people don't run and then a lot of people do run. And with 2 miles, it's at that weird distance where you're like, like should I be running 5 miles a day, you know, like a few times a week or something like that? Should I only run 2 miles? Should I not run more than like 1 mile at a time? And the biggest thing that I've gotten out of this is that the 2 mile is supposed to, you know, check your like cardiovascular fitness and stuff like that. The biggest thing that I've seen works is sprints and intervals. So whether that means you're doing hill sprints or like 30-60s, or any type of like thing that you can like break down onto a track to like build up your speed and keep running, that'll generally work, because honestly for 2 miles it should take you anywhere between 13 and like 17 minutes depending on if you're male or female. It shouldn't take you that long, and your split between your first mile and your second mile shouldn't be that far off if you get good enough at it. So sprints and intervals are better for the 2 mile compared to like being really good at running 5 miles. There's a difference. Next thing with the sit-ups. So a lot of times like people will do like a crunch, not really a sit-up. So other services, so I believe it's the Marines, they do like a crunch, so they don't actually come all the way up off the ground. With us, you start with your hands interlocked behind your head and you're starting on the ground, and then when you come up, the key thing is that you want your neck to be above the base of your spine. That's kind of confusing, but when you like see someone do a sit-up, you don't want them to just like come up to here and be like, okay, good to go, back down. You want them to come up, and like your back naturally curves. So if your neck is right here and like the base of your spine is like down here, then you're good to go and it counts. So those are like my like quick tips if you go online, there are a lot of different companies and websites that have free APFT like training guides, and I even want to say that the Army website has like their own like get ready for like basic training, or West Point even has one saying like how to get ready for beasts and everything like that. So make sure you go and look at it. Don't follow it like the Bible. I mean, you should, but you know, tailor it to like what you need and what you want. My goal is to always get like 50 push-ups in the first minute or more, because then as you start getting more fatigued, you can focus on doing like 2 good push-ups that count, rather than like having to do like 10 push-ups that don't really count towards the end. I'm hopefully gonna start posting more videos, more questions, more like stuff about West Point, getting in here, what to do, like lingo, stuff like that. So if you have any suggestions, just go ahead, comment below. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night.
I'm all in my bag, as hard as it get. I do not snort powder, I might take a sip. I might hit the blunt, but I'm liable to trip. I ain't popping.